Hello everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. My name is T and this is my channel Compassy and Sewing. So today I am doing another mood fabrics review as well as a pattern review. And this particular fabric that I have had the opportunity to work with is called the Midnight Navy Sewing Knicks fabric. And I'll put the link to that particular fabric in the description box below as well. And the pattern that I use to work with this lovely fabric is it's a So Simple McCall's pattern. So the number is, they have a style number here. It's L9416. But if you do a Google search for it, you're not going to find it. It's just a really basic apron here. It has six different variations. Three of those variations include a bib style pattern, and then the other three variations is just a skirt. And then you have some options where you can do a ruffle on the bottom of the skirt as well. I'll show you the back so you can see the line art, because like I said, I don't think that you can pull this up by doing a Google search. I've tried and I just have not been successful at it. This pattern calls for 2 yards of fabric, but I did not use even close to 2 yards of fabric for this. Well, I did, because I'll show you the bonus of this, but I don't want to spoil that yet. So I did use 2 yards of fabric, but I didn't need to use 2 yards of fabric. So I'll show you what I did. But on the back of the envelope, so on the front of the envelope, it says that it calls for 2 yards of fabric. But even for this view here, which is view C, that has like the flounce on the bottom, if you are working with a 60-inch wide fabric, which I was, it says that I needed 1.5 yards of fabric. I didn't even use 1.5 yards of fabric, because that's how much that I requested for mood fabric specifically for this pattern, was 1.5 yards. And I did not use 1.5 yards for the initial bib. So it was like more like 1.25, not even 1.25. It was more like 1 yard of fabric. Like I said, yeah, 6 yards. 6 different variations, not 6 yards of fabric, 6 different variations. You have some pocket variations as well, and that's what I did. I made pocket variations. Now the very first garment that I made with this was from a fabric that I purchased from Joann Fabrics, and I got it it was really inexpensive. I got it on sale. Plus I added some, coupons on top of the sale. And so it was very, very inexpensive. However, I am saddened that it didn't turn out the way in which I wanted to. It had a bit of a gape up at the top, which I had to fix. And as you can see on this garment, it still has a slight gape, but it wasn't nearly as bad as my first garment. The first garment, I had to take out 2.5 inches. And I failed to account for the fact that for the Midnight Sewing Knicks fabric that I was sponsored by Mood Fabrics, that this particular fabric has some stretch in it. So it's 98% cotton and it has 2% elastane in it, which means it has a little bit of elasticity across the grain, the crosswise grain of the fabric. And so I failed to take that into account, and I think that's why I still have a little small gape here. I would say maybe 1/4 inch of a gape in my apron, and I'll stand up so you can see it here in a moment. But yeah, I did this view here, and I did those large pockets that's on the side. And those large pockets, it's just one large pocket that gets placed on the bib of the fabric, and of the bib of the garment. And then you stitch a line going down the center of that pocket so that you can make 2 pockets, and you have like a divider in between the 2 pockets. This is the Quick Sew K4284, which has 4 different variations, and my intentions were to make this one right here, but I didn't have enough fabric to make this one, and also I would have need to make a few more adjustments, and I just didn't want to make a whole lot of adjustments for a bib that I'm only wearing for the purposes of being in my craft room. So So I don't really want to work on this just yet. But this one, the reason why I like it is because it has a waistband that separates the bib and the skirt, and it's sewn together by that waistband, and then the waistband has ties on the back. So I'll show you that here. So you attach the ties to the waistband. So I used the ties out of this particular pattern. I was going to use the waistband as well, but when I realized that the waistband would overlap on my pocket, I decided to not use that waistband. But I did use the ties of this pattern because they're thicker, they are more elaborate, they look a little bit better than just the plain scraps that come with this particular pattern. So that's what I used. Out of the quick sew pattern, the ties has like it has pleat details on the ties, which you're not really going to see them, but they have pleat details on the sides, which I thought was really interesting. And the scraps are wider, and at the end of the scrap, it has like a diagonal. You cut your fabric diagonally, and so you have that diagonal straight edge that goes on your tie instead of having a regular straight across edge. So that's what I liked about it, and that's why I chose the tie as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stand up so you can see it. So here's the apron. I'm going to try to stand back as far as I can so you can see the apron. I don't think that you'll be able to see the bottom of the apron, but I'll try to include some pictures here so that you can actually see it. As you can see here, it has 2 pockets here, and as I mentioned before, you just stitch a line going down the center of the pocket, and when you stitch that line going down the center of the pocket, it divides the pocket into 2, and you get your 2 pockets here, which I really love. I made a button-up shirt with this last year, and I had some fabric left over, so I decided to use this shirting fabric for this particular project, and I'm so glad that I did. So let me show you the bonus to this particular garment. So surprise, surprise, this is a reversible apron. So this is the rest of the shirting fabric, and the reason why I used the shirting fabric is because this cotton twill here is quite thick. It's not heavy like a home decor fabric, but it's quite thick. It's like a bottom weight fabric, and so I decided to use the shirting fabric because the shirting fabric is really light. It's a lightweight fabric, and it acts more like a lining. And so, and because both the polka dot fabric and the twill knick-knack fabric, they're both black, I don't want to be like dying of heat here in my sewing room. So I decided to do something that was more lightweight on this side. And as you can see, for the contrast on this side for the pocket, I used the knick-knack fabric. Now this fabric says that it's a midnight navy fabric, but it really looks black, and so that's one of the reasons why I chose this this black and white polka dot fabric, because it's so close to the in color to the knick-knack fabric that it doesn't really matter. So so yeah, this is the garment that I made for my third mood project, and I'm so pleased with it. I'm really excited. I did have to take out 3 inches of length to from the scrap because it was just so long, and so I had to remove 3 inches of length for the scrap. But other than that, I didn't have to do any other adjustments except for shortening the scrap and taking out that 2.5 inches of gape here up at the top here. I love this fit. I chose a size medium for the fit, and it's a wonderful little pattern. Let me see. I'm gonna turn around so you can see the scraps. I don't know if you can see it in this particular image here, but here are the scraps. I'm gonna try to stop fiddling with them in a minute, but those are the scraps. And yeah, I really like this, and I would definitely recommend this pattern because it's a really nice pattern. And obviously I recommend the fabric because the fabric is really wonderful as well. So now I have me a really nice smock to wear in the sewing room when I want to have my notions inside of my pockets and on my person. That way I can just sew and not have to worry about getting up and moving around and trying to find things. So yeah, I really love this reversible apron. I'm very happy with how it turned out. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about this particular make. And I'll put the link to the Midnight Navy Sewing knickknacks fabric down in the description box below, just in case you're interested to know how much it costs and if you want to purchase it. And by the way, this fabric is on sale at Moods currently, and I think it's like $11.19, and it was originally $13.99. So yeah, head over to Mood Fabrics and purchase you some of this glorious fabric. All right, friends, until next time, stay creative.